District 15, West Boise, and a sliver of Meridian. And I am here to present RS 32370. This RS simply has to do with the security of our elections and securing really the election accountability. This legislation ensures that candidates, campaigns, and organizations are held to higher standards of honesty and transparency. By making political affiliations explicit, voters can better assess the motivations and credibility of those seeking to influence their choices. Really simple, making people put their political affiliation on anything that they are using to campaign with, whether it's signs, mailers, anything. So from their website to, anything. Stickers, you name it, bumper stickers. Really, it just equals transparency. There's a lot of hiding behind this. It's about the person and not about the party affiliation. But, we do declare it when we go register for, when we go file for our candidacy, we mark if we're Republican or we mark if we're Democrat. So we not just continue that when we are campaigning. So I think we need to be honest about it.
Thank you, Representative Healy. Are there questions for Representative Healy? Representative Boyle, then Representative Mickelson, and then Hosteller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would move that we introduce RS 32370.
Committee, we have a motion to introduce RS 32370. Representative Mickelson is next, then Representative Hosteller.
Okay, I have a couple of questions first. My first question is we're seeing a lot of bills that have legislative finding and intent when really the meat of it is the section 2 on this bill. Can you tell me, is there a specific purpose why we include all the legislative intent? Mr. Chairman,
Healy.
Representative.
Yes, so Mr. Chairman and Representative Mickelson, so the legislative intent is because it's so important to show why we have to have security in our elections. Just to throw something out there because we want to doesn't do anything. But as we know, having legislative security is the foundation of all elections. And when you read through all of the legislative security, this really shows what we have found on why this goes to prove by not having it, we don't have security in our elections. So by having this, it shows the meat behind it. So if there's any challenges, but this is all in there to show the meat behind it.
Follow up?
Yeah, I have a follow-up question or an additional question. In section 2, it says that we're required to put our party designator on everything. I had a specific situation with my central committee that thought that I was not Republican enough for them. And so they were giving me, they were actually told me I was not allowed to put the R or the Republican logo on any of my stuff. So although it was on my signs that had been printed from a previous election, I didn't want to get into a complete fight with them, so I was trying to be reasonable with them and try to accommodate it a little bit just because they were, being kind of difficult. So tell me, how is it we're supposed to address that if we have our central committee or the state party who is saying that people aren't Republican enough to have an R on their brochures, their websites, those kind of things? How do we address that? Because the party is a private party is what I've been told, so.
Representative Healy.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Representative Mickelson, were you a registered Republican?
Yep. Yeah, and I filed, and I filed as a Republican. So I just want to make sure that we aren't making it so people are getting kind of two different messages from the party and then from the state code. So I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Representative Hosteller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative, I will definitely be supporting the motion. I just have a quick question. Would this also apply down to school boards and things of that nature as well? So essentially anything running for office?
Representative Healy.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman and Representative Hosteller. If you have to run on a party line, yes. So if there's, I think there's a rule, there's some that you don't run under a ticket, or I'm sorry, a party affiliation, then no, you would not have to put a party on there. But if you're running under a party affiliation, then yes, you would.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Representative Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Healy, I'm curious if an R would be enough or an elephant would be enough, or you have to write the word out Republican. I'm just thinking of bumper stickers and campaign buttons, how small they are, and how you would, if you had to write out the whole word Republican, or could you just put an R?
Representative Healy.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman and Representative Scott. I purposely left it vague because I feel like any of those would be fine, whether it's a D or an R or an elephant or a donkey. I don't think it really matters.
Thank you.
Representative Keeley's.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Healy, how does this impact independent candidates?
Representative Healy.
Yes, thank you, Chairman Crane and Representative Achilles. It's my understanding that in our state, you have to declare as a Republican or a Democrat to run for a seat.
Follow up?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Healy, I think somebody can run for seat as an independent.
Representative Healy, care to respond?
Great, thank you, Mr. Chairman, Chairman and Representative Achilles. Then you can put an I or whatever you want, as long as we know what you are.
Any further questions for Representative Healy? Seeing none, the motion is to introduce RS 32370. Is there discussion on that motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The motion is carried. It will be done. The committee will now have consideration RS 32369. Representative Alfieri.